Hello, scholars. This is a brief introduction into what is a geologic map and what is a geologic cross-section. A geologic map is exactly how it sounds. It displays the geology of an area. It's going to show you the characteristic rock features, the minerals, the faults, the folds, things of interest to a geologist to help understand the history and the composition of that area. Now, the very first geologic map was created by William Stratus Smith at the dawn of the Industrial Revolution. He was a coal canal digger. So coal was supporting the birth of the Industrial Revolution. Steam engine needed coal. And they were transporting coal from where they were getting it to the factories using canals. William Smith started to map the rocks and the rock types. And then he put it all together, creating the first national map of any country ever developed. Well, now we've got maps of all over the world where we can have varying scales of geological province, the stratigraphy, the structures, the topography. We can look at the geology of areas in variable detail, honing in on a high resolution to a small area, or zooming out to the entire world. William Stratus Smith also, stratigraphy, these are stratigraphic layers, also created a geological cross-section. And it's basically like this. We've got a geologic map, and on top of it, it will show the various rock types and features on that map. Now you take one point, I want a different color, let's use blue, yeah. Now you take one line across that area, we'll say A to A prime, and then you create a map. We'll say here's A to A prime. Okay, as we travel across A, we end up seeing red on the surface, and then black across the surface. And I'll just bring this in. We'll say here's a pocket of blue, here's a pocket of blue. So blue to red to black. Now, we can take features on the surface, pieces of rock that are sticking out that give an orientation. We can drill into the subsurface and collect sediment cores, rock cores. And we can start to get an idea of, say, what the subsurface geology might look like. And in this case, maybe you have stratigraphic beds that are dipping down in one direction. So a geologic cross-section is like taking a slice into the earth that allows you to see what's underneath the surface, because humans, we're up here. We're up here walking across the surface, but we want to know what is going on. So here is the famous Red Rocks Canyon Amphitheater. I was actually there earlier this summer, and they had amazing geology display with a cross-section in their visitor center. So cool. So here we have the surface. The geology is mapped on the surface to create a geologic map. And then the subsurface is actually interpreted from what is known on the surface, right? Nobody's going way down here, but people are up here on the surface, projecting all of the information, the pieces of the puzzle that are being presented on the Earth's surface to let us know what's happening deep down underneath the ground. So this is a cross-section, a very valuable tool for understanding underneath the surface of Earth. This is a really cool cross-section when I was trying to find something to demonstrate. I came across the geologic cross-section of the Grand Canyon, San Francisco Peaks, and Verde Valley region. So over here, Grand Canyon. It's a really big hole in the ground. I love it. Whenever I get a chance, I try and run from one side to the bottom to the other side, give my buddy a high five, and then turn around, run to the bottom and back up. But that's a different type of adventure. That's called run venture. We're in a geologic adventure at this point. So knowing what's on the surface, we can see the layers of stratigraphy. We can see faults, which are here. There's not a lot of folding going on, but you can see there's a little bit. You can see unconformities, plutons, a volcano making up the Spanish Peaks. You've got another valley with layers that are separated. Here's a contact between crystalline rocks and overlying sedimentary rocks. You can zoom in to give us stratigraphic columns. All of this. Nobody just sliced into the earth and said, hey, look at this. No way. But essentially that's what we've done. Through geologic investigations, when we map the geology on the surface, we can create a geologic map. And when we take that information and we project it down into the subsurface, we create a geologic cross-section. These both extremely valuable tools for understanding our landscapes, and they help us put the story of the Earth together. For how did it become that way? Well, first thing to do is know what the structure is. Geology is cool, and we see geology communicated through geologic maps and cross-sections. Thank you.